Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Cameron St. Clair here and happy Vlogmas Day 13. Today's video is going to be me reading Christmas related Reddit questions. It's actually funny, I answer Reddit questions on my lovely podcast called Vibes Digest. If you have never listened to it or heard about it, you should definitely check it out. Vibes Digest is basically a podcast that's doing a vibe check on literally all things trending, from current events, social media trends, new music, entertainment, drama, all that fun stuff. We untap, we unlock, we uncap. I talk about literally everything, and then at the end, one of my segments is called Wise Vibes, and that's kind of where this came in. So yeah, this was like a fun little idea that I had. And of course, I wanted to keep it Christmas related because I'm in the middle of my Vlogmas series. So let's just hop right into it. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't pre-read really any of these questions. I just read the title, maybe like the first two sentences, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's choose that. I also wanted to choose a little bit of longer questions. Let's see if we can get to 3 to 4 questions here. Okay, let's get started. Question number 1. I should have honestly copied and pasted. Dang, I should have copied and pasted the title. It's okay. Question 1, my 26 female. I'm sorry, I'm already confused starting off. I think she means me, not my. Okay, let's start over. Me, 26 female, boyfriend, 29 male, and we're already starting with some grammatical errors in this lovely Reddit post. Okay, basically, she's 26, her boyfriend's 29, and they've been together for 2 years. His family is very big on hosting and throwing celebrations, whereas my family tend to only do large holidays together, which will be mostly centered around food as opposed to gifts. In the past year or so, I've been invited to his sister's 28 female birthday, his sister's baby shower, his mom's 60-something female birthday, his sister's kid's birthday, who was about 2 female, his sister's housewarming, his family's Christmas, and a couple other miscellaneous celebrations. Every time I bring a gift, it's to the point where I've been spending more money on gifts for his family than my own parents and siblings. However, I've never gotten a gift from his family. It's not really their fault / intentional, as we will tend to do our own celebrations for my birthday, so there's not really an opportunity for his parents to give me gifts other than Christmas. But the one-sided gift giving is starting to get to me. I'm sure it's been 2 years. Have you never gotten a gift in 2 years? Let me finish the question before I insert my thoughts. I consider that maybe there is an expectation for me to bring a gift, but for most of these celebrations I'm invited to, it would be very odd to not bring one. For example, the baby shower, birthdays. I've even considered doing joint gifts with my boyfriend, but his mom also pointedly asked one time, is that the one from this person's name? Without me mentioning that I had even brought a gift, which made it seem like it was a given that I should have brought one. To be clear, I don't want / need any gifts from any of his families. I work a decently paying job despite being in a high cost of living city, and my boyfriend and I are both financially comfortable for our age than his family. However, the sheer number of celebrations I'm being invited to with an unspoken obligation for gifts is starting to build up. Especially because it feels a little like the relationship is one-sided, as I've never received anything in return. With Christmas coming up, I wonder if I should continue bringing gifts or use this as an opportunity to work with my boyfriend and change our operating model. Or do I just bring something that's cheaper, like some baked goods or chocolates? I don't know, what does TLDR stand for? She said that she's gifted her boyfriend's family, his sister, his mom, his sister's kid gifts on about 10 occasions this year. Holy crap. 10 occasions? How many celebrations are we doing? But she has not received anything in return. With Christmas coming up, she thinks, she's repeating her question. Does she use this as an opportunity to discuss with my boyfriend about how this is unsustainable, or do I just tone down the spending on my side? Okay. My mother gave me a wonderful quote the other day, like literally probably 2 days ago. She said that sometimes a person can be a giver, and when you are a giver, a lot of times you can attract takers. And I thought that was the perfect my mother actually gave me like the perfect advice the other day. I was talking about something similar, but not specifically around Christmas. And she was just like, Cameron, like, you are truly a giver. And sometimes when you're a giver, you end up attracting takers, right? And I feel like this is what's happening in this situation. You give. And as a giver, like, you're never expecting something in return. But after a while, it reaches a point before you're like, huh. So every year I do XYZ, but I receive nothing, nada, not even ZYX. Like, you receive nothing. And I just want to say, number one, your feelings are valid. It can be such a tricky thing to kind of like cope with, because part of you is like, dang, like, I shouldn't have any expectations. I shouldn't like feel like I'm owed anything just because I'm giving. Like, you're doing it out of your genuine, you know, you're genuinely wanting to give these gifts. You don't feel obligated to. I think that's beautiful. However, I agree that this is the perfect time to take a step back, and maybe instead of purchasing a physical gift, I wouldn't just like flat out not buy anything, but I would just do the baking goods option. Absolutely. I would do like baking goods or like flowers, maybe a bottle of wine that's like $20, which is honestly a pretty good price range. Like $20 to $30 bottle of red wine is like pretty nice. Well, obviously not fancy nice, but it's like good enough for something in this moment. It's like, I would buy I think a $20 or $25 red wine bottle if I was going over to like a housewarming party. I think just doing something that simple, keeping it below a certain price point would definitely send a message, especially you didn't go really into like what you purchased in the past. But let's say in the past you were purchasing them a purse, a nice handbag, or some really nice shoes, or a really thoughtful gift, and then you show up the next year with some baked goods or a bottle of wine. Message well received. Don't avoid as much as you can to be passive aggressive. I think moments like this, it can get real easy to suddenly like just start saying some off the cuff things. Avoid that at all costs, because this is a tough situation considering it's your partner's family, not really your family. So you do have to walk a little bit on, you know, a little bit of eggshells. I don't understand the whole like not being able to combine gifts with your boyfriend. However, I feel like, I mean, you guys have been dating for quite some time. I would also bring this up to your boyfriend and be like, hey, like, have you noticed that like I never really receive anything from your family? Like, is there a reason why? I mean, yes, I get it. You don't celebrate your birthdays with them. However, they could give you the gift. Like, just because I'm not spending my birthday with you doesn't mean the next week when you see me, I can't get a birthday card from you, or I can't get like a gift card, or I can't get like something small. It doesn't even have to. It sounds like you're not even receiving a birthday card. Are you even receiving a text message? Like, this is when I start to question, do you even like me? Does your family even like me as a person? Because for 2 years, there are so many holidays within that time frame. There's so many times that they see you, it seems like. To give you nothing is a little bit of a red flag. So I would definitely have a conversation with your boyfriend, and maybe even pose like in a joking way the like question, do they like me? Like, and just, you know, like show that you're actually genuinely hurt by this, and it's more so a situation about like the principle, because it is a bit odd that they haven't given you anything. So yes, that's my advice. Minimize the gifts. Keep it, I would keep it below $30 for everybody. Let's even say 25. Let's keep it real. I think baking cookies is very thoughtful. I think it's a great idea. Do like, you know, bake them from scratch, maybe decorate some of them, you know, keep it cute and cool. But I'm not gonna lie, all those ingredients might cost more than just that $20 bottle of wine. I would just get the bottle of wine for real, and then have that conversation with your boyfriend before Christmas. Now, you can do it either before Christmas, or like, let's say this is what, the third year where you're not receiving a gift from them. Bring it up after Christmas, because it's so close to Christmas. You're realistically, even if you have the conversation today, within the hour of seeing this video, it's gonna be too late. The Christmas gifts are already purchased, you know? Wishing you the best of luck. I think that question is so fascinating though, because I would probably internalize that so much, and I would 1000% be like, they don't like me. I would 1000% believe that this family does not like me, and then I would question a bunch of other stuff. So question number 2, We have been together for 3 years, but this has been the first time we are financially stable enough to actually get a Christmas tree, a good haul of gifts, and decorate our apartment. This was always my favorite time of the year as a kid. I grew up kind of in an abusive household where I was forced to be an adult at a young age to take care of my siblings when my parents constantly worked and broke up and threw each other out. Oof. But everyone just seemed happy around the holidays. We both live across the country from our families and see them a few times a year for a week or so at a time. We budgeted just enough to splurge a little this year, and we both have started good jobs at the start of the year that gave us both bonuses. Nice. And we agreed this is the firm budget for Christmas gifts split evenly. I know it seems like a lot, but there are several things we have both gone without for a while when we were struggling for the first couple of years of our relationship financially. We both desperately needed new clothes and a few other miscellaneous items. We both prepared lists of clothes, shoes, cologne, perfume, things for our apartment like a rice cooker, new bedding, some items for our dog. In total, I bought him everything on the list. I told him several times that I was so excited for our first real Christmas together. Emphasis on our. Our Christmas, okay? And I told him over and over again how extremely romantic and intimate I thought it was gonna be. I fear I know where this is going. In my head, we would have simply had in my head, we were gonna have a simple, low-key, stay in, cook a big meal, mess around in bed for most of the day, okay, and play video games or something. I felt like I communicated this clearly and we both agreed. I know for sure we talked about it and he never seemed to contest or ask for anything else. We spent the entire month of November talking about our mutual excitement and seeking out activities for us to do together, dates, board games, etc. We had a few dates planned. I don't know what came over him last night, but he decided to tell me my Christmas gift early. He spent a large portion of my gift budget on a plane ticket for my kid's sister, orchestrated and planned with my parents to send her to our apartment to spend Christmas with us, and got my sister some gifts to open on Christmas morning so she wouldn't feel left out. He has a whole week planned for him, me, and my sister. All of our date ideas, but he included her. We would go see Christmas movies, Christmas lights with my sister. He got me 1 to 3 items off my list, but none of these items were the things I needed, like warm clothes, shoes, bras, a winter coat, cosmetics. We both made a lot of sacrifices this year while we struggled together, and I was looking forward to getting some items that would help me feel like me again and not like I was just in survival mode. That's real. My gift is that my sister is getting a vacation to my apartment. When he explained this to me, I just started crying. I felt so insanely frustrated. I love my sister and we are very close, but it's because I am more like a parent to her. When I moved away and met my boyfriend, I had some independence from this. But now, something I was just really looking forward to has turned into me babysitting, where I'm in charge of giving my sister a child's Christmas experience. I'm upset that my boyfriend doesn't know me well enough to know that this was actually one of the worst things he could have done to me. Oh my gosh. He knows I hate surprises and grand gestures. I told him this really ruined my Christmas and it's something that can't be undone without upsetting my sister, who I now feel responsible for. My boyfriend is telling me I'm being ungrateful. But I can't shake the feeling that this was the last thing from thoughtful. Can someone please offer some insight? You know what's funny? I usually always say when I read these Reddit things, like, why do you guys add ages? I need some ages in this lovely post, okay? This is my first time where I'm like, no, I need to know everyone's age when it comes to this Reddit post. How old are you and your boyfriend? How old is your sister? Because you're making it seem like you're babysitting. Is your sister 10 or is she 16? You know what I'm saying? And that's like a huge difference. So I don't even know how to like properly answer this question because a few things. Number one, if there are any guys watching this video, any guys who are either dating, married, or maybe single, but one day will date someone. I noticed this a lot. It's a trend, specifically amongst men, where, and I would say specifically in a heterosexual partnership where, yeah, there's a woman who is expressing like what she wants, what she's looking for. So she might explicitly say, this is exactly what I want. And a man will hear that, but not listen. He'll literally hear it and be like, okay, let me think of something else that's thoughtful. Like, no. You did not hear me. And he probably looked at her list and was like, oh, she wants bras, underwear, undershirts, like boring. Let me think of something more thoughtful. And I'm sure there was opportunity to spend her own money with it, but she's like, okay, out of all the gifts that she wants, she wanted necessities, right? She wanted items where she felt like a brand new person. She wanted warm new clothes, not a plane ticket from her sister. I think this is a little bit of alarming. This is a tad bit alarming for many different reasons. One, I see why he didn't tell you that you guys wouldn't be spending Christmas alone, because he wanted this to be a surprise. And perhaps, I'm trying to step into his shoes, if he's being genuine, perhaps he was like, oh, she's gonna love this surprise with her sister no matter what. I know she's really excited for it to just be the two of us. However, once her sister's here, she's gonna forget all about that, and she's gonna be so grateful that I did this. That is not the reaction he received, okay? And honestly, I think at the end of the day, that's why you should just listen to what people tell you that they want. Also know your partner, because if you have a partner where you know that they're like, oh, I don't want anything, I just want this and this, and you know that they secretly, like, deep down inside really want something, that's a perfect opportunity to, like, surprise them for something bigger. However, if you know your partner, y'all been dating for what, it said 3 years, he should know you well enough to know that you're a very explicit person. You say it how it is, you want exactly what you want, and he should have just granted you that wish. Sounds like you guys had a lot of different dates, and this is why I need to know, how old is your sister? You feel like you're babysitting, so clearly she's underage. I would guess like under 18, but like how underage? Is she a child or is she a teenager? Because if she's a teenager, I think there's a way to fix this a little bit where, okay, you guys are maybe going to see Christmas lights together, but those dinners, babe, cook a meal, leave her at home by herself with them dinners, and you go out to dinner with your man like you originally planned. I think that's perfectly fine. I also would say, like, the Christmas movies and stuff, like maybe one movie with her, but like you don't have to do every single activity with her. And also, like, maybe you even, that's tough though because Christmas will be over, but I was gonna suggest like maybe you don't see all the Christmas movies, or like maybe you don't do all the things that you plan to do that week that she's gonna be there, and you just wait until, I guess, like the week following. Damn, 1,500. That's very upsetting. He used a majority of your Christmas money on a gift that you didn't even want. That's tough. And I also don't like his reaction. I know his reaction of him calling you ungrateful is just him showing that he's hurt. But again, how old are you guys? Because that's not a very mature response. He should have been like, damn, I messed up. And also, it's kind of obvious that she messed up. This is not what she asked for. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I had no clue where this was going. I thought his mama was about to show up. I thought that he was about to have family over for the holidays. I did not expect him to use your portion of like the Christmas money that you guys budgeted off to the side towards a gift that you definitely did not want, a gift that like changes all of your plans. That is very shocking. And I completely understand your frustration. I think it's very valid. Where do you go from here? I would just have a conversation. So like once, I mean, like you said, everything, it's too late. Everything is already done. With that being said, I would have a conversation with him. Actually, I would do a few things. I'm gonna keep it a stack. It's not Christmas yet, girl. Call me petty. I'm sending back some of his gifts. Is that petty? You got every single thing that he wanted off his list. I would take off like 3 or 4, and I will get my new clothes. Is that petty? Maybe that's petty. But he doesn't know what he's getting. He doesn't know that he's getting the full list of items. Maybe he like miscalculated a few things. I would absolutely go buy myself that new pack of underwear and some new bras and some warm sweaters. I would absolutely go do that. I would take back at least $250. What, how much are y'all splitting up? This is like $750 each. Yeah, I would take back $250 worth of his gifts and go get my warm clothes that I really was looking forward to. I would not give him every single thing off that list. You didn't give me half the things I wanted. You gave me something that you thought I would want, and not at all. Also, I wonder, like, did he truly budget for this? Because he also bought some of your sister gifts. He bought her flight. Now we're like, this is another mouth we have to feed. Like, who? Now it seems like you guys are on a very tight budget. We just added someone else to the dinner table. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I hate to be that person because I never want to encourage separation. I never want to encourage like major decisions like that. But an act like this would definitely make me, especially his response to it, it would 1000% make me reconsider a little bit about a relationship and just like analyze a little bit of like why. Obviously have a conversation with him, express how this makes you feel. I'm sure you feel triggered. It sounds like you talk about how you didn't really like your home life. It sounded like you had to grow up pretty fast. You had to babysit, you had to play a motherly role. And I'm sure he knows this. If you're willing to tell Reddit this, I'm sure your man knows this already. But does he fully understand what that feeling is like for you? And does he fully understand that this gift that he thought was such a great idea could have potentially triggered you? And that's probably why you had that response. Like, you just wanted a moment with him intimately. Yes, you love your sister. Yes, you know, you're probably excited to see your sister, but two things could be true at once. You could be excited. You're not excited. You could love your sister deeply. You could be super close with your sister. And you could have also just wanted an intimate Christmas with your partner. And you've expressed that. You've expressed excitement. This is not at all what you wanted. And also in that conversation, I would highlight to him how it made you feel when he invalidated your feelings. Damn, I'm so sorry. That's crazy. Best of luck. These are kind of fun to read. Okay, let's keep going. We have two more. Question number 3. I, 20 female, was supposed to attend the wedding of my friend and boyfriend, 23 male, best friend, in a few days. Okay, so it sounds like it's your boyfriend's best friend and one of your friends getting married. Got it. However, I just found out that I have been uninvited from the wedding entirely. Girl, what you do? Just kidding, it might not be your fault. The wedding is across the country and the plane ticket for were over $500 and non-refundable. My parents bought the tickets as my Christmas gift since I couldn't afford them, but it was a lot of money even for them. My boyfriend is a groomsman at this wedding to a guy who he's been best friends with and we have been in a friend group with for years. When my boyfriend asked him what was happening, he said he didn't know. They were going to run out of space, so they had to get rid of all the plus ones. Why are you a plus one? Ain't that your friend too? And that I was never actually formally invited? But just as a plus one, on top of this, both of the people getting married unadded me on all social media. When my boyfriend asked why, he responded that I had disrespected my boyfriend a lot. Wait, hold on, this is not right, sounding right. When my boyfriend asked why, he responded that she had disrespected the boyfriend a lot. Disrespected my boyfriend a lot. Disrespected his fiance by talking crap about her to his groom's sister, and then also disrespected his sister. The conversation in which he's referring to was one his sister brought up to me, my boyfriend, and her roommate one day. Everything said was agreed on by everyone in the four-way conversation. Disrespecting his sister, question mark? I have no idea where this is coming from. For context, his sister liked my boyfriend and repeatedly for months this year flirted with and tried to get close to him in front of me. This is messy as hell. She started being a massive cold bitch to me out of nowhere, which I later learned was when he cut her off. Hold on. Okay, reading comprehension skills here. The man getting married, who happens to be the boyfriend's best friend, also the groom. His sister likes the boyfriend of this Reddit user. And she was flirting with him a lot this year. And it's the reason why he cut her off. Okay. As far as disrespecting my boyfriend goes, I am not perfect and have made mistakes. Oh, that's why I'm so confused. Wait, so the best friend was like, we don't want her here because she's been disrespecting you? That's crazy. The thing he is talking about specifically was a TikTok I had posted about a celebrity guy being good looking, even though people like to pretend he's not because of his personality. A conversation I had with my boyfriend previously. I deleted the TikTok and apologized. However, my boyfriend acted single and flirted with groom's sister before I could get back to school, as my luggage was lost in another country for a few months at the beginning of last semester, coming off of a hard long distance summer of not much communication and not seeing each other. In quotes, I was out of the country for most of it. Okay, nothing ever happened and he never felt anything for her, but it messed me up for a while. Okay, hold on. You were studying abroad, and while you were studying abroad, this boyfriend of yours was flirting with the sister that likes him. And why he cut the sister off? You don't think nothing happened? So all of this started from the sister lying to the groom. My brother I keep saying my brother. My boyfriend has said he will say something, but not because I want to. I'm doing it for you. That was pretty much my last straw, as I firmly believe my person would not only stand up for me, but fully take my side and not go to the wedding. Oh, honey. I told my boyfriend this, and he said he can't just not go because he's a groomsman, but if we were engaged or married, it would be different. We have been dating for over a year. My best friend, who knows all these people, was also friends with all of them previous to all of this, is out of the country for a year, but I told her what happened. She is furious, unfollowed all of them, and thinks I even need to break up with my boyfriend. The issue is the tickets for the wedding are also where my boyfriend's family lives, and I was going to stay and visit them for a few days, and then he has tickets to come visit my family right after. I don't know what to do. I am beyond hurt. I am crushed and defeated. I want nothing more than to have a nice holiday with my family and the man I love, but I don't know what to do anymore. It has been destroying me. It is important to note that I love my boyfriend. He loves me very much. Aside from his sleep schedule, our relationship is perfect, and he does a lot for me. He is a very kind and non-confrontational, so this whole situation is driving him insane. I am not really sure what to do. Do I proceed forward and try and enjoy the holiday, not going to the wedding, or do I call everything off and waste all of the money? I am in a tough spot, unsure what to do. Edit to add. Here's additional info since I have heard a lot of incorrect assumptions in the comments. My initial post was brief because I didn't want it to be too much info or long, but I'm now realizing that was a mistake. I think some clarification is needed to respect the sister thing. We were long distance over the summer when we were home from university. He lives nowhere near the sister. He was only at school 2 weeks before me, and in that time, she was heavily flirting with him, which he did not realize or shut down. Over the summer, I didn't communicate with him much because I had a lot of things happen in my life, including one of my best friends taking her own life. I'm so sorry. Because of this, I was very distant and cold and didn't even call him much. This left him worried I was going to break up with him due to how distant I was being. Not shutting his sister down to me was single behavior, and he apologized and made up for it and cut her off because I even brought anything up or asked. We got some typos in here. But he has been friends with her for a while, so it took him a while to notice. Nobody else knows about this, and the sister has since moved on to obsessing over like 10 other different guys. She just holds a grudge and decided to slander my name. Additionally, we are all religious, and there would be no hooking up involved. The groom would also never want his sister to date my boyfriend, as he lost his virginity to me, and that is highly looked down upon in religious circles. So the assumption they are trying to set them up isn't quite right. I only shared this info to explain what groom was talking about and why his sister was salty. This was also all well before the TikTok fiasco, which the groom was the one who was super mad, as my boyfriend doesn't even have TikTok, and told my boyfriend to dump me over it. As far as being uninvited, oh, this is long. Okay, as far as being uninvited, it was the groom's father who sent out the email uninviting all plus ones. Oh, wow. And it was due to a large number of brides' families being there in a small venue that wasn't planned for. And as far for the people saying, how can I say he loves me? I am disabled. I had a severe sports brain injury that put me in a coma, and I had to relearn how to walk. Hold on. It has left me legally blind and with some other things like an inability to read without technological assistance and no balance resulting. In fact, I cannot drive or even ride a bike. My boyfriend takes very good care of me, but I cannot go into great detail about all of this. Just know that he has taken care of and done more than anyone in my life aside from my parents and my best friend. You're legally blind, but you made a TikTok about a man being attractive. No, like that's actually confusing me. Do I not understand what the definition of legally blind means? This friend getting married was a friend of both of ours until all of this happened, and even introduced me and my boyfriend. All of this is extremely out of character and has left everyone shocked. Even the groom's cousin and best man is on my side. The bride herself is likely behind all of this, as she always would go out her way to be a jerk to me and my best friend, although we were nothing but nice to her. Nobody likes the bride, including the groom's family. Okay. I hope this adds a little bit of context into people saying they hate me because I seem to love drama. I hate the drama more than any of you. It came out of nowhere, and I am unsure of how to proceed, which is why I wrote in. I'm sorry if it's confusing. I cannot see the edit well, and I am listening to everything. I will update in 48 hours or more as per sub rules. Thanks again to those who gave raw advice. Wait, yeah, it came out of nowhere and I am unsure how to proceed, which is why I wrote in. I'm sorry if it's confusing. I cannot see to edit well, and I am listening to everything. So she is legally blind. It sounds like she's doing like, she's listening to like, you know what? To remain politically correct, I'm gonna ignore the details of her disability here because I have too many questions that let's move on. This was a lot. This is a lot. You're 20. This is a lot. You're 20, and I think that context was important only because I could potentially see a 20-year-old girl who has gone through a lot and this man has stuck beside you. Do you feel like if you were to end up breaking up with him, you wouldn't find someone else to do all those things for you? Whether that's like assistance, helping take care of you, sticking beside you, all that stuff, potentially. Let's go back up here. My number one, so the first red flag and confusing part was you said that these were both your friends. However, you were never formally invited. You were just a +1. That was shady. Didn't like that. I can understand why some Reddit people were like questioning if they're trying to set your boyfriend and the sister up. That would be extremely messy. But never not a possibility. You're saying like, oh no, they wouldn't do that. Says who? If the family likes your boyfriend, who is like clearly the groom's best friend, and that's their daughter, their sister, their niece, their granddaughter, you know, all the things, who's to say that they don't also love your boyfriend and they love this girl, and that was a possibility? Why were you never invited if you guys are all friends? I'm curious. It looked like the groom was just like fishing for anything to explain why you were uninvited. However, I don't think the Reddit people are too far off. That was like my thing. That was my initial thought too. Like, oh, they're probably trying to do like a joint setup situation. I think it sucks. I think this whole thing is like really messy. I think it exposes everyone's age. Everyone's young as hell, clearly not mature, not handling this well at all. Crazy that like not too long before the wedding, they had to downsize like that. Like, damn, like people already bought their tickets. That's tough. That's really tough. Big no-no for lack of planning. And I would even say, I think it's interesting that like maybe the ceremony and even the reception, let's say, it's like very small. They could also like host another after party, whether that's like, there's so many clubs or bars that will like literally let you have the space for free if you hit a certain minimum of people. It sounds like she would hit that minimum of people free because they know they're gonna get so many drinks. It could be a private event. There's also so many restaurants that could do something very similar. Everybody would like obviously still pay for their drinks, do whatever, but like they could still celebrate the couple together. I think canceling, or not canceling, but like, yeah, canceling +1s that last minute's a little tacky, in my opinion. I don't understand the hate that you're receiving. How old, like I know how old you guys are, but like this is so childish. We're really upset. How insecure that you're so upset over like someone making a TikTok about a celebrity being attractive. I'm gonna ignore the logistics of that possibility happening. With that being said, I don't understand the whole like, oh, you disrespected my man. Sorry, you disrespected my friend because you're just a friend by saying another celebrity was attractive on TikTok. Let's be so serious. Let's be so serious. We can't have celebrity crushes now. We can't just have crushes now. Like, how is that disrespectful? Grow up. I think that's so, no. I would also, I know it's non-refundable. I would call the airline. Airlines, you know, sometimes you get the right help. Sometimes you get the right customer service and they will help you. And so I would just explain the situation, see if you can at least get a credit. If you could get a credit, that's amazing. I would take a trip. I would take a trip somewhere else or just like save the credits for like whenever. I don't know if I would go back to your boyfriend's hometown and like stay with his family. It sounds like your boyfriend's non-confrontational and he said he was gonna say something. I think sometimes men say too much. You didn't need to add the details that you're not saying it because you want to, you're saying it for her. You probably thought that was sweet. That was not. You could have just said, okay, I will say something, period. That would have been enough. That would have been enough. I don't think that's worth breaking up with him about. However, I think it's crazy as a 20-year-old girl and somebody you've been dating for like, what, a year, you're gonna tell him that he can't go to his best friend's wedding and the groomsmen. Like, that's kind of crazy. I get it. Solidarity, stick with your girlfriend. Baby, you're just a girlfriend. You're not a fiance, you're not a wife. Like, I do think that there are genuine levels to these certain situations. And I even think about myself, even at my age, right? If I had a boyfriend and let's say my friend didn't invite him, or there was no +1 and he was like really upset, or this whole situation was happening, I would probably say the same thing. There's levels to like, not even loyalty, but solidarity, if you will, when it comes to relationships. If that was your husband, absolutely, he better stand behind you. A boyfriend, and y'all are so young. Y'all are so young. I hate to say it, because I always say I would never be that person that's like, oh girl, you're young. Like, in 5 years, like, who knows where you'll be? But truth be told, who knows where you'll be? You know what I'm saying? I even can tell you're young because, like, why are you blaming yourself? Your friend, that you had a tragedy with one of your close friends where they sadly and unfortunately took their life away, and you're blaming yourself and calling yourself cold and like distant and da-da-da. You were grieving. That's actually what you were doing. You were grieving. Expectations are not the same when someone is grieving. Partnership, in my opinion, is not always 50-50. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 30-70. Sometimes it's hopefully never 90-10. But it's never going to be a split even. You know, it's never going to be 100-100. Ever. Like, there might be some times where you guys are on the same page, but like, during relationships, you face so many external things. It's always about like, how can that partner pick up the slack, if you will, you know, put in some extra effort to keep the relationship strong. I don't think it's right for you to blame yourself, and I don't think that's a good enough excuse to flirt with that girl. I don't want to project anything, although I've never, knock on wood, never been cheated on. Don't even want to make the assumption that that's something that happened. This is your boyfriend's best friend's sister. He's known her for quite some time. Has he known them for longer than you? There could, like, I just understand where the Reddit people are coming from. Like, there could be some, you know, a little bit of feelings underneath there, which sucks. But I'm not saying that that is worth breaking up over. I actually don't think it's that deep. I don't think you should go. I think you should call that airline. All right, you know what? Let me wrap up the advice here. Step number 1, call that airline. See if there's anything they could do. Explain the situation about specifically the wedding no longer being a thing. Number 2, don't go. See if you can get your credit back. Even if you can't get your credit back, girl, I don't know. I probably wouldn't still go, but like, maybe make the decision to go if you want to. 3, I guess that's the only 2 things you could do. I'm like, like, what other steps can we do? It looks like you're losing friends. I would move on. Like, once this wedding happens, like, think about, like, I would move on. I would keep it pushing. But I definitely wouldn't like go to the hometown. I would just like go home with my family, kick it with them. You know, I pray that you can get some credits at least. Even if you can't get your money back, at least let it be some credits. Damn, another person who like didn't get the Christmas gift that they wanted. That was your Christmas gift. Like, that sucks. Ooh, let's read this one. It says okay, this is a good one. Subject line, I, 28 male, went through my partner, 25 female phone, and she is hiding that 30 male work colleague has kissed her. I don't know what to do. Hi guys, this will be quite a long explanation, but essentially my partner and I have been together for about 3 years now, and we had discussions about the lack of sexual intimacy. Post-discussion, she was texting in bed to a friend, but she didn't want me to see the messages. She was okay with me leaning over and watching TikTok videos with her on her phone, but this was the first time she ever had said that she's having a private conversation with her friend. So when she went to the shower, I read her chat message. He said, oh, okay. So when she went to the shower, I read her chat message with her best friend. I know it was bad for me to do this, yeah, but this was the first time she ever tried to hide something. That's when I discovered the worst news possible. I have learned that this week, before she had her Christmas work party, and after that her colleagues and she went to her mate's apartment to drink. During that night, her workmate kissed her and nothing more. I would never have guessed this guy was a homewrecker, because I met him before and he knows she's in a relationship with me. This kind of explains why my partner has been suffering from a lack of sleep and no appetite. She has been overly stressed about the situation. After reading her chat log with her bestie, are we British? I learned that he still talks to her and she talks to him. He doesn't try to respect her boundaries, and my partner is the type that doesn't want to start drama because they are workmates. Her bestie did say in the chat, do you want to continue the relationship? And then she responded, I don't know, and I'm very confused and stressed about the situation. She told her friend she didn't want to bring the problem to light if nothing else happened after this, but she didn't want to ruin our Christmas/New Year's together. She did say that she loves me and wants to have a future together, but she has yet to bring the whole work colleague conversation to me. So now I know, and I'm giving her until the 1st and 2nd week of next year to come to me, or else I will have to drag this out of her. Should I confront the guy too? I will clarify anything that I miss about her, the guy, and the relationship. Well, a few things. Why did you go through her phone? I always say, do not go through that person's phone, especially if you don't know how you're gonna react to what you see. Save yourself. Avoid it at all costs. It's just not worth it. It's really, really, really not worth it. I promise you. I would not wait. I don't know if I would wait until the new year. Can you really sit through Christmas watching each other open gifts? Can you spend New Year's Eve and like, you know, this information? I'm bringing it up as soon as she gets off that shower. I'm so serious. My man's in the shower. I just read that he kissed some girl. So who is this? I'm mentioning it. I think you do need to think though, like, hey, how am I actually... I think it's worth considering how you're gonna explain why you went through her phone, and that is a major invasion of privacy, especially after she told you she's having a private conversation. Curiosity killed the cat. That's an easy way for her to flip that on you. That was also like kind of crazy. You should not have done that. With that being said, I feel like the best course of action, own up to it, say, I know this was dead wrong. Curiosity killed the cat. I've been having a, you know, weird feeling about, like, you know, you've been acting a little funny. I felt really insecure and nervous. I just wanted to read the messages to know what y'all were talking about because it felt like it was towards me. Found this out. What happened? Can you just explain what happened? I think you need to be understanding while she explains it, especially because she's gonna already be, emotions are gonna be heightened. She's gonna be overwhelmed. That she was not expecting you to do something like that. I feel like you need to ask her questions about, like, do you have feelings for him? Is this just like strictly a friendship? I would also think you're in the complete right to also ask her, hey, would you be willing to no longer be friends with this person? Because clearly he's not respecting boundaries. I think that's worth to, you know, have a request if you do plan to still remain with her. I mean, it's a kiss. Part of me is like, it's a kiss. Who initiated? I would want to know that. What did it mean? Was it like a drunk moment? Was it a, did you kiss him back? Like, what was actually happening? Break it all down to me. How do you actually feel? And once you know those answers, I think you'll know what to do next. If she's like, it meant nothing, he kissed me. Yes, I kissed him back, but I was drunk. Like, it was that type of conversation. I think it's absolutely worth just like moving forward. And obviously, like, is she being extremely apologetic, you know? Yeah, I wouldn't wait until New Year. I feel like I would be thinking about it for these next couple weeks and I would be super anxious. I would want to know. I would 1000% want to know. So that's my recommendation. And then also, like, maybe having a conversation. You said that you've been feeling like there's a lack of sexual intimacy. Well, you feel like there's a lack of sexual intimacy, but you posted this an hour ago. So this Christmas party happened recently, probably like, what was it, last week? I mean, unless you're talking about like, how long has there been a lack of sexual intimacy? If it's been longer than a week, like, this kiss has nothing to do with that. So maybe having conversations about that too. And then just like setting up maybe some, I don't know, like sit with yourself for a second and understand how you want to handle this situation. That's my biggest recommendation. Like, how does this Reddit user want to proceed? Do you want to proceed? Is it something you can get past? Like, really sit with yourself and think about that, because a lot of times people think they can get past something, and then it gets brought up every argument. Then like months later, years later, they're like, oh, I actually can't get over that. So have that conversation with yourself, have the conversation with her, and then hopefully it never happens again. And the moment it does, walk away. Okay, cool. Woo, I feel like I've been chatting for so long, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this lovely vlog. Oh, I feel like I lost some. Did I lose some? Yeah, I lost a little bit of lighting closing that. I hope you guys are enjoying Vlogmas. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. I think I might do a part 2. Let me know if you guys want to do a part 2. Do you want juicier relationship questions? Do you guys want like Christmas stories? Not just like Reddit advice. And yeah, this was like really fun. Subscribe. I have so many days. I have like literally 13 other videos that I posted this month that you guys should 1000% go check out. I am doing a dash to post before Christmas. We're running out of days. I'm not gonna lie, we're running out of days, but we're doing the work. We're doing the work, and I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I hope you guys enjoyed.